Good evening, good evening, good evening, Woodlawn Middle School families. I am Dr. Archulus, proud principal of Woodlawn Middle School. We're getting started with our overview. So if you could please have a seat in your child's homeroom class. We're going to get started at this time. Welcome, welcome. We're so glad to see all of you. I'm going to pause to make sure we are settled. So again, we should be all settled. Our volume should be good in our classrooms, teachers and families. This is what we do each and every morning. We start with the morning show. Usually students are here with us that work in our studio as anchors. And we're under the leadership of Mr. Jones, so we thank him for assisting us tonight as well. Again, we should be ready to go. Are we good around the building?
Seventh grade hall's ready. Sixth grade is ready.
Mr. Bakema or Miss May, can you let me know if 8th grade is ready? Miss D. May or Mr. Bakema, are we ready in 8th grade?
Go ahead, Doc.
Are we ready in 8th grade? I'm on the announcements.
Yeah, 8th grade is ready. I'm here.
Thank you. Okay, we're good. All right, good.
8th grade is ready.
Thank you, everyone. All right, everyone. Thank you, thank you. And again, welcome to the 2025-26 Back to School Night at Woodlawn Middle School. We are so proud to be able to greet you as the principal and on behalf of all of our teachers and staff as well. Tonight, we're going to begin with a brief overview, some important items about our school, and then parents, you're going to have the opportunity to visit all 8 of your child's classes. We're going to go through an A-day schedule and then a B-day schedule, and they will be quick, so it's not time for a parent conference. They're going to be about 7 minutes apiece, and you're going to change classes just like your children do each day. And so we want to give you the opportunity to go through that. If you also have a pink ticket, we have a Kona ice truck outside. So before leaving, you'll present that ticket and you'll be able to get one of their delicious ices. We also have many of our community partners that are at tables in the front lobby, and including some of our school personnel that we want you to get information from as well. So we have a lot of things going on this evening, all designed and created just for you and for your resources. And so we hope that you will leave here better than how you came, more knowledgeable about our school, about your child's teachers, and about the year ahead. I'm going to begin introducing some of my phenomenal team. You see their pictures here. First off, we have Ms. Kim Dupree, who's my assistant principal over grade 6. We have Ms. Konisha Robinson, which is the assistant principal over grade 7. And then we have Mr. Ronald McFadden, who is the assistant principal over grade 8. And then we have a new community school facilitator. Some of you are used to collaborating with Ms. Williams. Well, she retired. We wish her well on her retirement. But now we've been glad to welcome Mrs. Monica Jones Massey. So you see her. There's her picture there as well. She was in the front lobby greeting you or helping you sign in. But she is our new community school facilitator. Also, a part of our team for each grade level, we have team leaders that assist our assistant principals and support our students. And so for 6th grade, we have Miss Tiffany May. For 7th grade, we have Miss Cheatham Fisher. And for 8th grade, we have Miss Dakota May. So yes, those are our team leaders. So they may give you a call. They help our assistant principals with all things with our grade levels, incentives, and all types of things as well, and leading our grade levels. So thank them for their leadership. Our department chairs, hopefully you can see their names, but for each content, we have a department chair leader. So we're starting off with Miss Dana Welchel. She's over English and Language Arts. We have Miss Jodie Fletcher, who's over math, and she also oversees the physical education department. We have Miss Megan Steen, who's over science and Project Lead the Way. We have Miss Amber Hosback, who is over social studies, and she oversees music. We have Miss Brianna Kruszewski, who is over special education and is also our IEP facilitator. Miss Stephanie Gerhold, who is over world language and ESOL, and she was also the BCPS 2024-25 Teacher of the Year. And we also have Mr. Saffron, who's the department chair over school counseling. For our office staff that so many of you have gotten to know already, we have Miss Cheryl Suit, who is the administrative assistant. We have Miss Batten, who is in our front office. She's our front office secretary. Miss Monique Mahler, who helped many of you all with enrollment. She's our school counseling and enrollment secretary. And then for our care liaison, she works hand in hand with our community care, our community school facilitator. Our care liaison is Miss Dorleen Ricks. Our school nurse is Miss Deborah Giagrandi. She was a 2024 Maryland State Nurse of the Year. We have phenomenal staff, so they're always winning awards. Of course, we introduced for our school counseling. We have 3 school counselors, one for each grade level. Mr. Saffron works with our 6th graders, but again, I told you he was the department chair. Oh, that's an error. We have Miss Garcia, who is she works with our 6th graders. Mr. Saffron works with our 7th graders. And Miss Natalie, who is the current middle school counselor early in the year, works with our 8th graders. Our social worker is Miss West. She's here 5 days a week. We have a school psychologist who's here with us 3 days a week, Miss Imani Rose. Our social emotional learning teacher is Mr. Dixon. We have 2 wonderful safety assistants, Mr. Eaton and Mr. Bakima. And then our school resource officer, every secondary school, middle and high school have at least one Baltimore County police officer, which is a school resource officer, and that is Officer Dukes, who is also SRO of the Year for 22-23. Excuse me. Moving on to our school's vision. As a part of the greater Woodlawn community, Woodlawn Middle School students will have the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to participate in a globally competitive society as college and career-ready individuals. And our mission is Woodlawn Middle School staff is committed to providing students with rigorous instruction that develops critical thinking and problem-solving skills, empowering all students to achieve academically, compete in a global society, and become lifelong learners. Hopefully, some of the words stuck out or key phrases in that mission statement. Again, we want them to develop critical thinking skills, know how to problem solve. We want them to be empowered. So again, every day we want our students to learn something new. So they should leave us every day better than how they came to us, so they can become lifelong learners and be ready to compete in the global society. CSI, Woodlawn Middle School is designated as a comprehensive school improvement school. And this is, if you've ever heard this designation, you say, well, what is that? I'm going to explain that a little bit to you. So it is a Title I school, and we are Title I, that does not exit the additional TSI identification over 3 years. Any Title I school having the same student group performing as low as the CSI lowest performing school in 2018-19, and again in the school year 22-23 is considered a CSI low performing student group. So our student group that we would consider low performing for is for our special education student group. And so overall they scored 4.76 proficient. That means we need all of our students to be on grade level, showing proficiency even with their modifications or accommodations. We need them to be on grade level. So we're continuing to put in various interventions that will help us close those gaps. The Maryland State MCAP scores just came out publicly last week, and this is some of the data from last year. So this is our current 7th graders, 6th and 7th grade, because again they took this in the spring of 2025. Stop. And so you can see the current MCAP scores from the year before, and this is a time test, and for 2024 and then 2025. So in reading, our current 7th graders, when they were in 6th grade, they scored, well actually the year before that, those 6th graders scored a 37.65 in reading. And then this past year, 38.41, so they increased by 0.76%. Math made a big jump from the year before, all the way to 12.23. Go 6th graders, again, they're our current 7th graders, and that was an increase of 9.82%. We want to keep going up, up, up. Our current 8th graders, the year before, in 2024, those 7th graders were at 33.16%, and then they went up to 41.28%. So 41% of our current 8th graders were proficient in reading, increase of 8.12. And then math, they also showed an increase from 1.04 to 2.34, a smaller increase, but an increase nevertheless. We want to continue to see them go up. They went up to an increase of 1.3. The reason why we don't have our current 6th graders, because we know they would come from schools all over. So the way that the data is comprised, it just gives it to us by school, but we can look up individual students. This is the breakdown, and so when we say proficient, the scores start at a 650, like they just open the test. The test is electronic. We need students to be at a 750 to show that they are on grade level or above or exceeding grade level. We had some students that made like a 748 or 749. I mean, several students that were knocking at the door of a level 3, which is a 750. So when you get your child's scores, please know exactly where they are. So when we recommend certain interventions or after school program, so that you would know exactly where your child's data is and the goals that they need to achieve for this school year in their current grade level. But this is what we mean. And we talk to our students about their data as well, so that they will know, okay, I need to make it to a 750. I was at a 742, I was almost there. Or I was at a 749, I could have answered one more question right, I would have been there. So this is, the breakdown for math. You know, we have geometry, algebra 1, math 6, 7, and 8, and the proficiency levels. How many students took those particular tests, where you see test count, the average score, the mean scale score, the proficient, the percentage of students that scored in the level 1 range, the level 2 range, the level 3, and then exceeded is level 4. So we even want to get more students. Look how many students were at a level 2, especially particularly in Algebra 1, 81%. They were right at the door of a level 3 being proficient, but they weren't quite there yet, but we know they can get there. If you have any further questions, I know I'm going through this a little fast, but hopefully it will give you a little bit more understanding of MCAP data. Feel free to contact our department chairs or your child's math or reading teacher. 8th graders take the MISA test, that's the science test. So 5th and 8th graders take MISA, and then social studies, 8th graders take that as well. So the same thing, you see how many students took this last year or in May of 2025. Their average mean score, look how close they were. the average was. And then you see the percentage of students that scored a level 1, 2, 3, and even those that exceeded in level 4. And then you see the reading test for grades 6, 7, and 8, same thing. The test count, the mean scale score. Oh my goodness, 7th grade was at average in a 746 score. The average. The 7th grade knocked it out of the park. Right behind them, 6 and 8 was at 742. And then look at those percentages in level 3. But we equally had so many students in level 2 that was knocking at the door of proficiency in level 3. So we need to get them over that hump. So please take advantage when we start talking about coach classes and after school programs, please. All right, and one of the ways, here's our grading policy. So, our major activity standard, 50%, major assignments only. If a student has attempted a major task or assignment and has earned below 50% of the possible points, the teacher should award 50% of the total possible points and make a notation in the grade book. If they have attempted. If they did not attempt and is missing, it's a 0. And that can hurt their overall grade. So parents, please check your child's Schoology and focus. Check their grades and Schoology and their assignments, I would say several times a week, but at the very least once a week. Don't let them tell you they don't have any missing assignments. Middle school students love to say that, and that's not the truth. They're always going to have some type of work to do. Okay? So make sure they don't have any missing assignments, because if they have not attempted it, it will be a 0. Major activities are 30% of their grades. Minor activities, like classwork, things of that sort, that is 70% of the child's grade. If a teacher's giving something just for practice, it's for practice. A lot of times homework is for practice. It doesn't go towards their overall grade, but it will eventually, because they would have practiced that skill and gotten better at it, and then that will lead to a higher grade when they do take a major or minor assignment. Attendance is also a big part of a child being successful in middle school. So student attendance is taken daily and for each period. Our start time at Woodlawn Middle School is 8:15. 8:15. Students will begin into the building at 8 o'clock. Most of our buses drop them off at their bus rider at 8 o'clock. So we're asking, please do not drop off your students at 7:30, 7 o'clock. No one is here to supervise them, and that is unsafe. 8 o'clock, that's when our staff is on duty, and we start letting them in the building. Okay? Attendance measures. Perfect attendance, outstanding. 1 to 5 days absence per year, not per month, is excellent. 6 to 8 days absence per year, satisfactory. 9 or more days per year is unsatisfactory. 95%, all students should aim for 95% average for the school year. That means only 9 absences for the school year, which is more than enough. If a child is sick or gets a cold, you can hear Dr. Archulus has something going on already. But if they get sick, we should not hear that unless they have some type of chronic illness that we need to have documented and you need to talk to our school nurse about, or we may need to implement home and hospital services. They should be here on time each and every day. If they are sick, like with a fever, then yes, please keep them home, because we don't want to infect others and we want them to be well. But we need them here each and every day so they can learn, thrive, and grow. Dismissals at 3. Transportation, we have walkers and we have bus riders. Please use our drop-off zone. Do not drive in the bus loop. And please watch the speed that you're going through the bus loop as well as our students are crossing. Transportation policy. If your child is assigned to a bus, that is the only reason that they may ride that bus only. This is not the MTA service. And so therefore, your child cannot just decide to ride any bus because they're going to grandma's house. That is not how BCPS transportation works. A child must be assigned to a particular bus as a bus rider, and that bus only. So if they're assigned to Stony Bar, they can only ride to Stony Bar. My mom said I can ride Windsor Mill today. So sorry, your mom did not have permission to let you know to do that. That is not how transportation works. And riding a bus is a privilege. So students must adhere to all bus rules, or they can be suspended from the bus temporarily or permanently. Baltimore County provides school meals. We have grab and go breakfast. We have stations each and every morning. This is free. It's at no cost to students. So students can pick up a breakfast on their way to their homeroom class each and every morning. And then for lunch, same thing. They just need to know their PIN numbers. No cash is accepted in the cafeteria. The options are one hot entree, one cold, and one box lunch. And students may add cash to the student's account, like if the student wants snacks or something, on myschoolbucks.com. Here's our school schedule for this year. I believe it's also on our website. What's different from this year is that our students go back to homeroom at the end of the day in order to return their devices. All middle schools in Baltimore County, all middle school students no longer take home devices. Devices stay in school. Later in the year, we may implement a sign-out policy, and that's been in the talk with BCPS for some students who have maybe long-term projects or things of that sort. As for now, though, all students pick up their devices during homeroom class, and they drop them off at the end of the day in homeroom class. If they are picked up early for early dismissal, they are to turn in their device to the front office prior to leaving. They're not to take them home. Each child is assigned to a device in the building, so they use the same device each and every day, and they are responsible for that device as well. The Baltimore County Student Handbook is one that is important and that is revised and updated each and every year. This is the 25-26 Baltimore County Handbook. We also have a code of conduct that we expect our students to adhere to. As a Woodlawn Middle School Eagle, I am respectful. As a Woodlawn Middle School Eagle, I am responsible. As a Woodlawn Middle School Eagle, I am safe. And our students repeat this each and every morning. We also have non-negotiables at Woodlawn Middle School. They are to dress for success in their school uniform each and every day. Our students have become lovely in their school uniforms. However, no hoodies, purses, handbags, fanny packs, those things go in their lockers. They cannot wear them around the building. And then they have to be ready to listen and learn every day. That's what they're here for. So cell phones, earbuds, smartwatches, some of these things we say don't even bring to school. But if they do, they must be in their locker, and we are not responsible for them. Use language of opportunity, no profanity. They need to come to class with instructional items. So I know that many of you have gone school shopping, but that's not it. Those things are consumable, and so they go through them. So parents, please check your child's school supplies quarterly to see if you need to restock on school supplies. As the year goes on, many of our students come without school supplies, and so please be reminded to make sure that they have a good amount of school supplies that will last them for the entire year, or if you need to restock. And then, of course, they need to walk with a purpose to each class. Here's where we talk about our cell phone policy, and again, it is a Baltimore County cell phone policy as well. And again, it states that students are not permitted to use cell phones, smartwatches, and earbuds during the school hours. All electronic devices must be turned off and out of sight. Woodlawn Middle School is not responsible for lost, damaged, or stolen devices, so we will not be searching for a lost cell phone. Violations to the policy will be given per the student handbook. If you need to reach your student during the school day, we're asking that you please call the front office and leave a message. I promise you they will get that message to your child. Like if you need to say, don't ride the bus today, I'm coming to pick you up, or something to that effect. Okay? Our scope of authority by way of the handbook and Baltimore County policy. It means that the behavior code outlined in the student handbook, that means it's under our scope of authority, not just while they're on our campus, but when they're on the way to school, at the bus stop, and on the way home as well. So school sponsor activities count while they're on the bus, traveling to or from, if they're a walker. So if they decide to do something they're not supposed to do that's in violation of the Baltimore County Handbook, we can still levy consequences because it is under our scope of authority. School climate. We have a positive behavior plan. We have a great school climate. If you come here during the day, you're here students in their classes. We don't have hall walkers because we all say the same message and our students know what that is. They're here to learn. And so we like to keep it that way. So we have advisory periods daily. That's after second period, between second and third period, and we use restorative practices. We have goal setting. We have character education. We have academic progress self-monitoring. We have our school counselors, our social worker. We have a whole team of people, and we make sure our students have trusted adults as well around the building. We use our multi-tiered systems of support. So we have our safety assistants, our social emotional learning teacher, Mr. Dixon. We have team leaders, school counselors. All of these people are here to support your child. And then we also have interventions, and so we like to be proactive instead of reactive. So that's where we have our student support team. We have a functional behavior assessment, some of you may have known FBA, and a behavior intervention plans for some students who may need a behavior intervention plan to help them be successful and to support them. And then we also monitor students' response to those interventions, and we make necessary adjustments if needed. And so, but parents are a part of that process. Generally, if a student has a behavior intervention plan, they may also have an IEP as well. And so parents, you are involved in that process, or if we have a student support team meeting for your child, you are also a team member, important team member that's involved in that process as well. All students will participate in the handbook conversation. We will review that with them on this Friday during advisory, and they will sign an acknowledgement form. So parents, please be sure to review that handbook with them, and that information is in focus, and you will need to sign the acknowledgement form as well. So again, we're going to do that on Friday. So Friday when they get home, it only takes 1 second. Please go in, review that information with them, and sign the acknowledgement form electronically as well in focus. And so students will be reminded of these following responsibilities: attendance, how they treat others, their language, respecting the intellectual property rights of others, their authorized computer account, use of the BCPS network, protecting school property, following board policies and school rules, and all of those things. Uniform policy. Again, students have been doing very well. We know our 6th grades are in a heather gray shirt, polo style, not the brim, with the collar and the buttons. 7th grade is in burgundy this year. 8th grade is in black. Khaki bottoms must be knee length, not short shorts, not short skirts. Okay, they must be to their knee. And then also, you know which day that your child, if you're a female, has PE, whether it's an A day or a B day. PE teachers are recommending that they wear pants on those days. They're on the floor, they're jumping around. So please refrain from your young lady wearing a skirt on their physical education days. And all students should have the right tennis shoes for phys ed as well. Not boots, not Uggs, all of those things. And of course, we don't have Crocs, slippers. They need to be in closed-toe shoes during the school day anyway, but particularly on PE days. We have a lot of sports and after-school activities in our front lobby. There's a big poster concerning sports. Fall sports are about to start. If you're interested in that, please pass by that table and pick up a packet so that you will know what your child would need as far as their physical in order to, and other information that you would need to register your child for sports, whether it's be for fall or the spring. So there's a trifold on one of the tables in the front hallway with our resource vendors if you're interested in sports. And then our after school activities will be beginning soon as well, and we'll be announcing the ones that we will have after school clubs and activities. Parents, please make sure we have your most updated phone number and email address. If you've changed your phone number, or if you in the future you change your phone number, please call the school and make sure we have that information in case of an emergency for your child. Okay, and email address. I send out call outs every Sunday at 5 o'clock with information for the week ahead. If you're not getting my call outs, I've already done 2. Actually, we did a couple more because we had an emergency one, as well as we told you about the fire drill information. I think that went out yesterday. If you're not getting those messages, that must mean that we do not have your correct information. Please contact the front office during school hours. And again, parents are highly encouraged to fully listen. It's important information that I'm letting you know is what's happening with our school each week and what's coming up. Parents, we're asking for your parent involvement. We cannot do this critical work without you. As of now, we do not have an active PTA. We will be calling a meeting so that we can have an active PTA. We're hoping that you all get involved as the parent arm and organization of this wonderful school. Again, we cannot do this work without you. I told parents during the spring concert that we had a lot of different events. There's some things that I cannot legally pay for as principal of the school, and that it's up to the parents to either raise money for or to help us organize, such as many schools in Baltimore County middle schools have stopped doing 8th grade promotion. Yes, because that's extra money. That is not a graduation, that's high school. So they've stopped doing them. We continue, but we won't be able to continue if we don't have parent assistance. We haven't had a yearbook in a couple of years. Things of that sort. We've been trying to earn money to get a new marquee, or electronic marquee. We have an antiquated marquee. So we need your involvement. So won't you please commit to joining us? I'm going to ask at this time, and so in order to do that, we want to hear from you. If you could please hold up your phones and scan this QR code to complete a brief survey prior to you leaving today to help give us feedback on our programming this year. And what are some of the things that you may need? So if you could please do that survey. I'm going to keep moving because we're running a little bit behind schedule. But if you could please complete that brief survey. Also, you can get involved. Again, I talked about Schoology. This is how you can have your own Schoology account for all of your children. So that way you can look up their grades at any time from your phone or computer. Again, if you need help with that, please contact us. We'll be so glad to assist you. 7th grade has required immunizations. Right now we have 17 students who needs to update their immunization records ASAP, or as of September 12th, they will be excluded from school. And it's actually 2 8th graders as well, so it's a total of 19 students that must have updated immunization records. If you have any questions about that, please see our school nurse. She is here this evening as well at a table up front. But please, we do not want to exclude your child. So there is a grace period, but the grace period is almost about to come to an end. Please also get involved by following us. We know you all have social media. We have wonderful social media accounts. And so we are on X, which is formerly known as Twitter, and on IG, Instagram, as @WMSEagles_. Please follow us. We always keep it updated. Our hashtags are We Are Woodlawn and #TeamWMS. So again, parents, please follow us. We put things on our social media accounts as well as our websites to update you on all the happenings at Woodlawn Middle School. And there are great things happening all the time, so you don't want to miss it. Okay. All right. So At this time, and I will adjust the schedule as we go along, you are currently in your child's homeroom class. And so you're actually already in your child's 1A class, okay? And so for the next 7 minutes, you will hear from your child's 1A teacher, and then I will announce the transitions between classes. Be sure to visit our front tables, and again, with your pink ticket, get a cone of ice. Again, thank you for your partnership in advance. If you have any questions, please see us. I am Dr. Archulus signing off, and welcome to our back to school night for 2025-26.